Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nadale, and today will be a completely different kind of video from what I'm accustomed to filming. And to be honest, I am really nervous about it because it's kind of like into my personal life, but I feel like it would be worth sharing, especially because I've been gone for a year and people, might be wondering why, and also because I want to incorporate something new into my channel. So I'm going to give kind of like a little story time about what has been going on in my life, and then I'll take it from there. Da, 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 da. In 2019, for the summertime, I spend time with my boyfriend because we've been in a long distance relationship, and I always go to spend, like, every month I go to see him, but for summertime I stay longer. So I went down there to see him, and for some reason this time was different. Our family had been through some things or whatever. We had a loss in our family, and that was really weighing on me at the time. But for one specific thing that stood out to me is that when he came to pick me up, because he has to drive like 8 hours to get me, when he came to pick me up, I had like a really bad urge to go to church that morning before we left. And instead of going to church, because he likes to hit the road like really early, so instead of going to church, he was like, we could just like, pray or listen to gospel music on the way. So I wanted to listen to this song, You Made a Way, that's the name of it. So I really liked the song, and I was listening to it, and for some reason, like, all of a sudden I kept on seeing myself, like my eyes was closed obviously, and I kept on like seeing different like flashbacks of things that had happened in my life where I was probably, down and out, or maybe I was going through something. When I was younger, I was like 7 years old when I almost drowned, and that was one of the first images that I saw. And then it went from that to like me working back home in Dominica, me like taking the bus and walking every day to work, and other things that happened in my life that I had experienced that might have caused me pain, but then it became like more like into current events, and then I saw myself currently or whatever, and then I was just crying like the whole time. And my boyfriend was driving, but he was wondering like what's happening to me, and he was asking me if I'm okay, and I was just like, I couldn't answer. So at the end, like, because it was just, I was just so overwhelmed by everything that was going on. So I probably should have wrote notes, honestly, but I mean, it's my life experience, so I'm just going to talk about what I remember. But anyway, so like I said, I was listening to the song. It is called You Made a Way by Travis Green. The song is 9 minutes and 50 seconds, I believe, and I listened to that song for the whole time, and I was just crying non-stop. And my boyfriend is looking over like, are you okay? Like, I think he even asked me if I need him to pull over or whatever, if I was okay. So I couldn't say anything. It was just like me, like in a moment that I was like stuck, and it was just a bunch of different images going through my head, like one after the other, until like the song was over and it was done, and I was still crying and I was still emotional. And I told him, like, I just had like flashbacks of like a bunch of different moments in my life, leading up to this present moment. Anyway, after I shot that video where I did the Walmart summer outfits, I was so tired. I felt like a truck had hit me. It was like crazy. I couldn't, like, I literally was in bed all day, and my father called and he was like, you're probably just hungry, maybe you should just eat something. And I was like, I just feel so bad. Anyways, so that had happened. So I remember one night, no, I might be confusing the sequence of events, but I remember one night I went to sleep, and then I had a dream. So in the dream, I dreamt that I was somebody was showing me a book, and they were flipping through the pages, and then the page ended up in the book. There was a page that said, you are going to have a magic baby, and next to that page was like a picture of like a male figure or whatever. And I was like, I woke up next morning like, a magic baby, like where am I getting a magic baby from? Like, I was like, a magic baby. And in the dream, the funny thing is, it's like I didn't have a boyfriend. It's like I never met my boyfriend or whatever. So it was like, I was like, who am I going to have a magic baby with, or something like that. Anyways, so my mother calls. If it wasn't the next morning, it was like maybe during that weekend. She was like, Nadil, I was on my living room couch, and I know I wasn't sleeping. She was like, I know I wasn't sleeping. I was having a vision, and I could see like a bunch of fish like all over the kitchen table, like in the sink, everywhere was a bunch of fish. So if you know Caribbean women, you already know. So she was like, which one of all you pregnant? I said, pregnant? Not me. And so we had a cousin that was pregnant. So I was like, maybe you're just thinking about whosoever that was pregnant or whatever, because clearly it's not me. So you can already know where the story is going with this whole story time. But anyway, so I'm telling my best friend one day, like, we're supposed to be synced up, and I feel like you on your second cycle and I'm still missing out. So at this point, I wasn't really even like concerned, because I was diagnosed with PCOS years ago. So I always felt that, you know, I always missed my periods, or they come late. So I wasn't really like worried like that. But this time was different, and I kept telling her, it's different, I'm telling you, it's different, it's different. She was like,
no, you need to stop tripping, relax, that always happening to you, like you just need to calm down. If you call me one more time about this, blah, blah, blah.
So I was like, okay, fine, cool. So anyway, I keep living my life, whatever. You know those prayers you always pray, like, God, if you take me out of this situation, I'll live my life right, you know. But then that happened. You know, you say that, but then you always fall back on it. Anyway, whatever. So I was still there, you know, operating as usual. And then I go back to start school. So I'm starting my master's program. You know, it's quite new, like everything is fresh. I don't know what to expect. So I was kind of nervous about that. But I was like, that wouldn't be causing me stress for my period or my cycle to be delayed. So I was just like, okay, we'll see, whatever. So I was like, at this point, I'm going crazy. I'm taking pregnancy tests, like, whoa. Like, every day I'm taking a pregnancy test. I took 8 pregnancy tests. Each one was saying negative. So I was like, okay, well, what's going on? So I'm like, you know, I'm really starting to get concerned at this point. So I'm talking to my boyfriend's sister, and I'm telling her, it's been 21 days or something like that, and I haven't seen my period yet. So I'm telling her I haven't seen my cycle, and she was like, what? And so I was like, yes. And then she was like, no. And I was like, yes. So she said, you need to take a real test, like all those little cheap tests you're taking. You need to take one that says like the word pregnant or not pregnant. And I was like, all right, cool. So I remember one before that happened, I was telling my mother, you know, the craziest things happening to me. I tell her I'm brushing my teeth, and you know, my gums bleeding, and I don't understand what's going on. So my mother is like, I'm not thinking about all of these things. And I said, I was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm brushing my teeth, and like my gums keep bleeding, and I don't understand what's going on. So my mother is like, that used to happen to me when I was pregnant. I was like, what? But it never even, like, now it makes sense, you know what I mean? So then I'm telling her, I remember one night I'm telling her, yo, mommy, like my breast crazy hurting, like I feeling like somebody pulling my breast from my chest, like I cannot sleep. If I have to like change positions that night, I used to literally like hold on to my body and like kind of squeeze onto my breast to switch positions. And then she was like, that's strange. So I tell her, yeah. So then I said, but you know, I was like, is either my period, because I kept on feeling like my cycle was coming, because I was physically feeling, you know, those changes. Like everybody feels that when your cycle is coming, you know, you'll feel your body changing. So I felt that, and like at one point I thought it was really coming, like I felt like it was coming. So anyways, all of this is going on, and then I remember you know, his sister told me to take a real test. So my sister was at the grocery store, so I told him, you know, grab a test for me or whatever. So I was like, that night I had the test, and I was like, okay, God, you know, if you have something to tell me, like tonight is the night, like tell me yes or no, like am I pregnant? Like don't even like sugarcoat it, whatever, like in a dream tonight. And let me tell you something about me and God and our relationship, like we like that. If I ask for a sign tonight, then tonight I am getting a sign. Like it's that simple. So I was like, okay, God, you know, just send me a sign. If I'm not pregnant, I need to see a doctor, because clearly, you know, something is wrong with me. And I was concerned about that part, because, you know, like I said, I was diagnosed with PCOS. So I get the test from my sister, and I was like, okay, I'll take it first thing in the morning. So that night I went to sleep and I had a dream. So I dreamt I was peeing in a cup to stick the pregnancy stick in my pee, and then all of a sudden some tiny turtles were crawling up my hand. So I was like, I woke up in the morning like, what turtles? Like, what does that mean? Now usually I kind of know what dreams, certain things in my dreams mean, but I had never dreamt of turtles before. So I was like, okay, let me Google it. So here I'm typing, what does turtle in dreams mean? First thing that comes up, motherhood and fertility. I was like, it's like, okay, good. I asked you for a sign and you are very specific. So the only thing I need to do now is confirm it. I just need to take the test. So, you know, I'm in the bathroom. I'm up hella early. I can't remember what time it was, but I was up early enough because my boyfriend, who is an hour ahead of me, he was on his way to work. So it must have been after 7 or something. So it's my mom's birthday. Okay, so I haven't called her yet. I was like, the first thing I want to do is just, you know, get that out of the way or whatever. So I'm taking the test and I'm on the phone with my boyfriend. So I was like, you know, how was your night? How you slept? Usual conversation, whatever. So I'm like, I'm taking the test again. So he was like, oh really? So he said, have you taken it yet? I was like, I'm taking it right now. So I didn't put my glasses on, and I wear glasses. I'm blind as a bat. So I'm on the toilet. The test is on the floor, because at this point it's loading the results. So I'm over here trying not to look down because I can't read it. So I was like, you know, since I kind of see, maybe it would be, I don't know, it wasn't making no sense, because either way you can tell if it's 2 words or 1 word. So I was just there, you know, making small talk with him, whatever. Then I looked down and I couldn't see, but I know that it was 1 word and not 2 words. So I was like, I took the test. He was like, oh, okay, how long would it be till you get the results? I was like, I have the results. So he was like, well, what does it say? I said, it says pregnant. He said, oh, okay, well, no, you know, it's time for us to take the next step or something like that. And I was like, shh, like, give me a moment, give me a moment. Let me think. And then I was just like in silence, and in my mind I was like, okay, like, okay, like, it's okay. And literally that's all I could say, like, in my mind. And then I was like, okay. And then he was like, I think he said something, I can't remember what exactly it was, but it was like super sweet and reassuring. I was like, oh my God, you know, I don't need to worry or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. So he was like, you know, have a good day, whatever. And I was like, okay, I'm going to call my mother because it's her birthday. So I called my mother and I was like, Mommy, I take a test. And then she was like, really? So I said, like, yes, it's a, you know, I'm pregnant or whatever. She was like, for real? I was like, yes. And I was like, so, and then, you know, if you're a Caribbean, like Caribbean people will know what I'm talking about. Like, you never, and it might not just be Caribbean, but I'm just saying that because that's where I'm from. Like, your parents super strict. They all about school, 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 school. And like, I was just starting my master's degree, so I didn't want her to be disappointed. So I said, you disappointed? She was like, no. How old are you? She said, you're a big woman. You already go, you get your degrees or whatever. I still want you to get your master's, but you're a big girl. Like, I'm not disappointing you. Now that you have lived your life right, your whole life, you always do the right thing. Like, I am not disappointed in you. And like, that was like the reassurance that I needed to hear from my mother and my partner. So I was like, you know, I was happy about it. And, you know, I was happy to the point where I started to tell people that was a mistake that I made, because you can be happy for you and people might not be happy for you. It could be your own family. So the mistake that I made was telling some people that I probably should have held off on telling, but that's a whole different story that I'm not even going to get into right now. Either way, I told my boss, and my boss is like, she is a couple years older than me, like about 10 years older than me, but like we super tight, a good relationship. I skip a huge part of this story. I skip a part of the story. Okay, another thing that kept happening when it came to like the whole sign thing, when I came back from my boyfriends for the summertime, everybody was making these jokes about being pregnant. And I mean, I had gained some weight, but it wasn't that bad. Like, I had sat down and my pants tore on the side. I had to go home, change my clothes, and come back to work. I remember a friend of mine came and he was like, you know, you shouldn't be drinking Coke. That's not good for the baby. And I was like, the baby? Like, what baby? As soon as the first day when I came back and I came to work, my boss was like, are you pregnant? I was like, pregnant? No. Like, what are you talking about? She was like, I was like, what? Because I didn't know yet. So I was like, what are you talking about? But she always asks, every time I spend time with him, she always asks me if I'm pregnant. But this time she was right, because she was like, you know, if you need me to bring a pregnancy test from home, I can, because she has 3 children. So she still has her old pregnancy test from eons ago. So I was like, no, you know, I'm not pregnant, so I don't need to take a pregnancy test. But then lo and behold, I was pregnant. But yeah, so that happened, and you know, it was like so crazy, just like the events with the flashbacks with what had happened in my family. And I don't know, I'll have to ask my cousin if it's okay to say this, but my cousin who grew up with us like a sister, she lost a baby, and we all took it hard. It was like we lost the baby, you know what I mean? It wasn't just her, you know, I felt that pain. And not just because of that, but I also had a dream that she would have lost the baby that was very intense, and I told them about it, and you know, everybody was like, oh, it's just a dream, whatever, but it happened for real, and that devastated her and us, you know, as a family. So I was really going through some things emotionally at that time. But yeah, I'm a dreamer. If you know me in real life, you know I'm a dreamer. So anyway, all of that happened, and then, you know, so that is the reason why I haven't been posting, because I was in school. I have, it's been a while no, because I haven't been posting. So you know, I had the baby already. I'm not sure if I will make videos with him, but I have graduated from school. It was 4 semesters, but I finished early because I took some classes during the summer and did things to speed up my program, because like I said, I was in a long distance relationship, and I hate, you know, my boyfriend having to go back and forth, and I wanted us to all be together after I graduated. So, you know, it all worked out. And with COVID, I had a baby during COVID. It was a disaster in the end. Like, the beginning part was good, but those last, I think, a day and a half or 2 days, whatever, it was crazy. They put me into a COVID room for COVID patients, and I didn't have COVID, and it was like too much for me. Like, it was like, because we were in the beginning of a pandemic. We didn't really know what was going on, how bad things were, what it meant for pregnant women and all of these things. Because one time it was black people couldn't get it, then it was, oh, black people getting it now and only black people, then children couldn't get it but children getting it, pregnant women can't get it but pregnant women getting it. So it was like really like all over the place, and the doctors were all over the place and the nurses were all over the place. It's like it was a, I don't know, it was a lot. But I did vlog that. I don't know if I'll post it up right here. Like I said, I don't know, because I'm a private person, but I know people are gonna be like, oh, on YouTube, you know, you can't really be private on YouTube, and that's a choice that you make, and that's true. But I do believe that you can choose what you decide to put out there. So I don't know if I will post it yet. It depends on how I'm feeling or how old he is, maybe when he gets a little older. But yes, he is super chunky with fat cheeks. He looks just like me. You know, he has a very fun and bubbly personality, and one day I would love to share him with you guys. But yes, that's pretty much what has happened and why I haven't posted, you know. So there's been a lot going on with like motherhood and learning everything, but I love every single moment of it. It's like you never really know what love really is until you like give birth to your first child, and like I cannot explain it into words, but it was like the most amazing thing ever. So I love him so much. But yes, that is really like my little story time and where I've been. Hopefully if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and a like. I love you guys' comments. Put the comments down below and let me know if you think I should make mommy videos. I really want to do that. I did a poll on my Instagram page. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. It's ENESSCEE_, and that's another update. I'm revamping my YouTube channel. I want to do videos about motherhood. It depends if you all want to see it. Let me know, then I will do that. Just leave a comment below, let me know if you want to see that. I might not have my son in my videos, I'm not sure yet, because I'm feeling a little, overprotective, so I might not put him in my videos yet. We will see. But I want to do more mommy videos, more hair videos, and obviously makeup and fashion videos. So I changed my channel's name to make it a little more grown, because I'm on my grown-ish. I'm a whole mother out here in these streets. I cannot have just Natalicious, which was a name, Natalicious. People stopped saying things like that since like 2007, so I decided to change it into Enesscee, and it's really my initials written out as a word. Yeah. So that's what Enesscee is, and I feel like Enesscee is me. It represents me on a different level, so this is on a different level. You know what I mean? So I just feel like it represents who I am a little bit more, and if I ever wanted to branch out, I could add different things and change it up a bit. But there's a reason why I changed my name. So I also changed my name on Instagram, so it's no longer Makeup by Nadil, but if you search Makeup by Nadil, you will still find me, but it's also Enesscee_ on Instagram as well. So let me know what kinds of videos you guys would like to see. Tell me what you think about my story time. It's my first time doing a story time. I was really nervous, but it just feels good, to talk about things like that. To be honest, this video low-key like made me really happy. I don't know why, but yeah, just let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.